Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and here I have my 40 plus Tesla Model Y checklist, and I will have this available in the description down below. But through this video, I'm going to go through some of the 40 points that are on this checklist and give you an idea what to look for when picking up your brand new Model Y from the Tesla dealership. Now before we get started real quick though, this checklist I have here is made by me, but the points I took from my experience picking up this car and watching dozens of different YouTube videos on both the 3 and the Y, and kind of putting everything together, with most of these points being catered to the Model Y itself. So just to give you an idea on what to expect from the contents of this checklist. We also break down this list into 3 major parts: exterior, interior, and basics that have to do with just, well, basic things like your VIN number and things like that. So let's get started. All right, exterior. This is going to be the biggest point probably to your Tesla vehicle. Tesla has a little bit of a rep for not having the best exterior, fit and finish with the panels, or the best quality on their paint jobs. So things you want to make sure of, or at least check, is the paint. Make sure the surface is free of major scuffs, marks, abrasions, smudges. That shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't have marks on your front bumper or on your rear bumper. You should make sure there's no scuffs on your tires and things like that. It should also be clean and not full of bugs and dirt from driving it around. There shouldn't be marks from them bumping into something in your bumper. All that stuff, you want to make sure that, Tesla did their job and made sure your vehicle got shipped safely to you, so that when you pick it up, it looks, well, brand new and basically perfect. Now, continuing on with the exterior, we're still on panels. You should look for dents on the A-pillars of the vehicle. So, A-pillar here. Make sure that this is dent free. For some reason, some vehicles, some of the Model Ys, have received dents on their A-pillars, and that should definitely get taken care of. Another thing you want to look for is excessive gaps in your panels. This vehicle here seems to be pretty reasonable on the panel gaps, and they are all within Tesla's spec, because they give themselves a little leeway on how much gap they feel is too much gap. So if there is excessive gapping, or it's very uneven, it should stand out. You want to tell them about that. And all of this should be done before you technically sign for receiving the car. So take a look at all these things, and they're probably going to go and do a walk around with you as well. Some other things to look out for is trim scratches on the windows, and the windows not opening when you open the doors. So if we go to open the door here, you see, the window actually moves down, moves back up. Same thing with the back ones down. Then close the door all the way. Moves back up. That should happen on all 4 doors. You probably want to check that out. While you're at it, you should also check to see if there's major gaps in the black trim that outlines all of your windows. It is chrome on the Model 3s, so it's black on the Model Ys. Other than that, you're going to want to move around to things like your taillight. Make sure that they're fitted pretty properly. Make sure there's not huge gaps in between the taillight sections. Make sure there's no condensation in your taillights, because if there is, that means they probably didn't seal them correctly, and that should definitely be taken care of under the warranty. The same thing is going to be true for your headlights. Make sure that they fit well into the car. Make sure there's not big gaps. Make sure there's no condensation, and that's how they should come shipped. Basically perfect. All right, so for the lift gate in the back here, it opens by a handle. Make sure that opens smoothly and correctly. Make sure that there is no clicking sound to it. There's a trim piece in here that, if it's not really properly put down, it'll click every time you close it. Of course, make sure the button in the back actually works too. Boom, and there you go. That worked out great. Other than that, make sure that your charge port door actually opens, and make sure that it actually closes, because you're going to need to have that open and close so that you can actually charge the car. And that's something that they should basically fix immediately on site if there is a problem with that, because, well, you're going to have to charge your car when you get home so that you can actually use it. Now, for some basics you want to cover, and a lot of these can be accessed via the screen, but you want to check things like your VIN number, make sure you have the correct paint, make sure the tow hook is in the front trunk, and we can go and open that up now. And you want to make sure that, you know, the tow hook is in the front trunk. So we'll open the front trunk up, or the frunk as everybody calls it. We'll go around here and we can make sure that the tow hook is actually in there. And look, there's a Tesla tow hook for you. Pretty cool. But you want to make sure that they actually put that in the car. In the trunk as well, once it's opened up, well, you got some storage in here, but in this back should be a Tesla charging case. And of course, mine was more full before I emptied it out. But if we open this up, it'll have your different plugs and such. It's going to be more full than mine is, because I already have one of the plugs set up in my garage. But you can just hide this either all the way down in the hole here, or I like to stick mine right in this section of the vehicle. That way I have all of this space empty for actually storing things. In New Jersey, they actually give you the front license plate that I will have to install on the vehicle with the double-sided sticky tape that comes pre-mounted. That'll happen when the official plates come in for this vehicle. Right now, we have temporary tags. Also, some other basic things that you should make sure work is the mirrors. When you click the unfold button, they should fold and unfold. That's important. Make sure both sides are doing that. Other things you should take a look at is your lights. Make sure that they all function properly. This includes things like turn signals, and make sure everything's reading properly on the inside and the out, not just the indicators in here. Of course, you want to make sure that your doors are working from the inside too. Some of this stuff is really minor, and you really shouldn't have a problem because they're pretty basic. But it's always good to be safe rather than sorry. As you can probably hear too, the HVAC and the cooling system in this car, it's kind of set kind of high, but you can definitely hear it running. But it's pretty sweet that you can manage all of that inside of this vehicle. Now, some additional things on the interior: USB-C ports. You got some up front. You have some in, this is going to be awkward, in the back seat here, right down there. Make sure all of those work. You're also going to, make sure your windshield doesn't have any flaws in it. Make sure there's no scratches in the large overhead windshield. Also, take a look at the liner around the whole interior of the car up top. That shouldn't have any paint smudges in it. There's also some lights back here. Make sure those work. This is just a hook to hold coats and stuff, dry cleaning. Also, you're going to want to check out your speakers. You have a whole speaker bar up front here. You got another speaker here. You got another speaker here. And of course, it's mirrored on the sides. There's even speakers all the way in the back of the car. In the trunk, you can see those. There is a ton of speakers on this vehicle. You want to also look at other things like the backup camera. So if we go into reverse here, look, our backup camera. And it also knows that I don't have my seatbelt on. So that sensor's working as well. You want to make sure these sensors work. We'll go put this back into park. Boom, there we go. You also want to make sure that your steering wheel is scratch and scrape free. That's something you want to catch right away, because after you drive away with it, it's going to be hard to determine if it was your scuffs on the steering wheel or Tesla's scuffs on the steering wheel. Not that the steering wheel should scuff that easily, but they're going to probably fight you on that because this is a high touch surface. So it's going to kind of be hard to prove after you drive away with the vehicle if there was a problem with that. Also, make sure that this fully adjusts. It adjusts in and out, and make sure all these knobs work when you're adjusting your mirrors and things. Also, there is adjustments on the side of the seat. You should go through most of these adjustments when you're actually putting in your driver profile, like mine. Other than that, make sure the famous glove box button actually works, and that it actually closes back up when you close it. Alright, so I hope this video gave you a pretty good idea on what to look for when picking up your Model Y from Tesla. I will have the whole sheet available down below, so you're free to download it, share it, edit it as much as you want. I don't care. I'm just trying to help contribute to the community and just give people a good basis on what to expect and what to look for when picking up their Tesla Model Y. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section if I missed anything, and if it's some good stuff, I'll try to pin that to the top of the comments section. That way people can add it to their lists. Other than that, hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe, and have an awesome day.